Chefs, what is the beef? Welcome to another video, and in today's video, in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to talk about a big thing that I see within the industry, and I'm sure a lot of you experience, and maybe it could even be you. And that is the fact that there's a lot of armchair quarterback chefs. What I mean by that is there's a lot of chefs who claim to lead others or attempt to lead others but do not lead themselves. And therefore they don't have the respect of the kitchen. They operate on fear, they operate on fucking just power as opposed to operating on being leaders. And I'm going to discuss this. I'm going to discuss what you can do if you're in that position or you're on the receiving end of bad leadership. And then we're going to round it all up. So if you think about it for a second, you don't want to be an armchair quarterback. What does that mean? It means you're fucking not actually playing the game yourself, but you're telling other people how to play the game. And when you're, for a lot of chefs, when you find yourself struggling within your lifestyle, you got to understand that you can be a walking endorsement for what you do. And I'm sure all of you can attest to this. At the times where you're taking best care of yourself and you are exercising, you are eating properly, and you're making the effort to be disciplined, that affects every other part of your life. Where your headspace is clearer, you're more confident in yourself, you've got more energy, so therefore your performance is better. And then the opposite is true. When you lose your discipline and you're stuffing your face with shit and you're picking, and I get it, it's such an easy trap to fall into, but you end up falling into this trap of not taking care of yourself and being ill-disciplined. And what's the knock-on effect of that? Well, you end up snapping at people in the kitchen. You end up shouting at people when you shouldn't. When there's commie chefs or chef de parties making mistakes, you're fucking destroying them over nothing, as opposed to actually showing them and guiding them and giving them the lessons that you've learned in your time and your experience. And what happens as a result of this mentality of basically not leading yourself but thinking you can lead others is that resentment builds, a negative environment builds, and all of a sudden work becomes an unenjoyable place. It becomes a place where the team, resents each other, and it's full of negativity. And that negativity will have a knock-on effect on you mentally, and also if you ever try and make a change, if there's one of you, yourself or anyone in the team who tries to make a change in their lifestyle, it's going to be shot down, it's going to be laughed at. That's a terrible kitchen environment, and that all stems from the top. The bottleneck always starts at the top of the bottle. So if the head chef or the exec chef doesn't actually lead themselves, as in they're coming in, they're fucking massively ill-disciplined, they don't give a shit about themselves, they're incredibly negative in their mindset, they're blaming other people. If someone makes a mistake, they'll fucking destroy them for it, and they never put their hand up and actually admit any wrong themselves. That all trickles down to the bottom. And when it trickles down to the bottom, what ends up happening is the whole kitchen gets unraveled. It's a cancer that spreads. And for so many of you, I know you've worked with people like this. And you cannot, if you ever find yourself in that position where you are cooking and you are a head chef and you are leading a team, you cannot fucking let yourself fall into that trap. Mr. Maloney, what is happening, pal? Hope you're well, chief. You can't let yourself fall into that trap. And for a lot of chefs, they do let themselves fall into that trap. And as I said, the negativity builds, and all of a sudden work becomes a very unenjoyable place. It becomes a very resentful place, and that's not where you want to be. So understand this. What's the fix? How do you sort this out? Well, as I said, how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you're not willing to take care of yourself in any way, shape or form, then don't expect positive results to happen in your life. Whereas if you do take care of yourself, that's going to trickle down into how you operate with other people. So if you're taking care of yourself, then all of a sudden you're in a better mood, you're more confident, you got more energy. So therefore you come in, you're calm and you're collected, you're not snapping at people, and you're fucking able to guide them and give them the lessons that you know you should be, and setting the example of how you cook efficiently and fast and clean the way you should be. The way to do that is by putting yourself first outside of work. Putting yourself first outside of work. So what I do with every chef that I coach is there's two steps. The first two steps in the Chef at Elite path. One is called reset, one is called rebuild. You can't rebuild unless you've reset. So what I mean by reset is, are you clear? If you think about taking better care of yourself and you want to make a big change, okay, cool. Is it clear in your mind what you're trying to fix there? Like, are you trying to, okay, right, I want to lose this amount of weight and I want to fix my confidence because my confidence is affecting me in the kitchen and I'm not leading people the way I should be. I'm actually shelling up and I'm fucking hiding from the truth. You know, is it your energy levels? My energy levels are stopping me from being fucking focused, and they're stopping me from being motivated in the gym. So that's the thing I'm looking to fix. If you get clear on that problem that you're looking to fix, all of a sudden in your mind you're like, shit, yeah, exactly. Going to the gym and taking better care of myself fixes that problem. Then have yourself a goal. And like, right, in 3 months I'm going to get to a stage where I've dropped that 3 stone, you know, and I'm exercising multiple times a week and I'm eating good food 2 or 3 times a day. That would be an amazing goal to set yourself. And all of a sudden then, if you achieve that in 3 months, now you're leading yourself. And now when you lead yourself, what ends up happening is you end up fucking going into the kitchen and you're a different person. So how do you really achieve that problem and nail that goal down? Well, it's about having a structure. So as I said, rebuild. Very, very simple, especially this time of year. It's like even doing something small on a daily basis to put yourself first. As I said yesterday, it's meditation. It's a bit of a fucking plan for the day. As you get more time, then it's about doing your exercise. You make the time to do 15 to 20 minutes of exercise. And then when it comes January and more time does open up, you have an hour and a half, 2 hours, you're getting to the gym or you're running around the block and you're slowly building yourself up. But the idea is that you have mise en place in your week where you're planning out your days. You have the times that you're going to do each task, 3 to 5 big things that you're going to do. From there, then what you end up going to is then once you have your task, once you have your structure, then it's about the training. Okay, cool. Simplicity with the training. Whatever level you start at, that's how we do it in Sheffield. Whatever level you start at, it does not matter. Okay, but you start off with the basics done well. And the other part of that is your nutrition. Basics done well. Batch cook 3 meals a day. There you go. Can you fuck that up? Absolutely not. But understand that by doing that, you end up leading yourself. And when you lead yourself, you can then lead others to fucking rise to a different level. Whereas if you do not take care of yourself, you don't give a fuck about yourself, then don't expect to actually give a fuck about other people, and don't expect to lead other people in a decent way, because it's not how it works. Don't be an armchair quarterback, chef. Anyway, what I want you to do from here is I want you to, first off, give a thumbs up on the video. Secondly, let me know in the comments, without mentioning any names, what's the worst chef you've ever worked for? Let me know in the comments. What's the worst chef you've ever worked for? Have you ever been in a kitchen where someone was just a fucking dickhead who was screaming and shouting at people, never really followed through, never really followed their own example? Alright? Let me know. Anyway, chefs, good to talk to you as always, and I will chat to you all very soon. Stay safe.